Greetings again. This is Gary with Let It Be RV, and today I have another stupid Gary story where I learned a lot, but I thought the lesson that I learned was a good lesson for everybody that's a nomad that's out in the desert. To start the story is that if you can, I'm not sure you can pan over here, John, and look at the tent, the music tent. I don't think you can see it from where you're at, but it's about 200 yards away. And every night in this event, there's been music up there, and I've been able to go up there and play my drum. Well, at this evening, this certain evening, I had played it for about 4 hours, okay? And it was night and it was dark, and Jonathan had already left, but I knew full well that the gentleman that was parked behind us, he left a light on in his truck, so at least I could have my bearings. So about 4 hours after playing this little drum, and this is a box drum that goes like this. Love it. I'm in ecstasy when I play it, to be honest with you. I decided that I was going to fold up my chair, and this chair, and that I was going to walk to the rig. Okay. Well, I take off walking to the rig, and I'm doing fine as long as I'm in the light. But when I go into the dark, and I'm about 10 foot into the dark, I'm realizing I can't see the ground. I can't see anything. It's so blasted dark. And so now I'm thinking, okay, well, I'll just go off. I'll go past the sisters over here. There's two sisters that live right over here. And I'm just going to go over there, and then there they are right there. So you can see that the distance is not very far. We're talking probably 200 yards, 2 football fields. And so now I'm using my chair folded up as a walking stick. But now I'm getting scared because now all of a sudden I'm in the bushes. And I'm thinking, where in the world am I going? So I'm still heading for this light that I think is my partner behind us. I'm heading for this light. So I inch by inch by inch by inch, because I don't know if I'm going to trip on a rock or I'm going to go through the sticker bush. And I'm actually looking for the road, which I never found. Okay, and I now was getting closer and closer and closer to the light, and to realize that's not my rig. I could faintly see it, but it's not my rig. And so I decided, well, dang, I'm tired because I've been playing for 4 hours, and now I've been struggling inch by inch to get to my home base. I decided to sit down in my chair. And so I sat on my chair and I started praying. I said, Lord, I'm lost. I don't have my bearings. I don't have a distant light to go to, or I can see mountains, or no reference source at all. So, and the only reference source I had it because it was so blasted dark, and I say dark, in the desert, that the stars were really, really bright. So I'm thinking to myself, where's the North Star? Maybe the North Star will help me. So I did locate the North Star, but it was no help. So in my wisdom, I decided that I was going to go back to the music tent, and maybe I would, if all the worst case scenario, I'd spend the night. So I got past the two sisters over here, and I'm almost to what I thought was the road going back, and I could see that it looks like one of the sisters was still up. And so I walked over there, and I tell you, the worst thing being a nomad that you can experience is when somebody comes and knocks on your door at 11 o'clock at night, okay? Because you don't know who this is, and everybody else is asleep. Well, she happened to be up. Her name was Sue, and I said, Sue, I said, I'm lost. I don't have a light to get back, and I'm struggling. Oh, she says, oh, I've been there. So she gets this big flashlight, and we go start flashing around, looking at places, and it was 100 feet from me was my rig. And it just so happened that the light was not on behind us. So, I mean, I was totally black. Totally, you could not see my rig unless there was light. So she walks me over to the rig and we say goodnight. The point of this whole thing is, again, being prepared. I thought I had a flashlight on my phone, but my phone went dead while I was playing for 4 hours. I should have had a headlight on my head so I could flick it on. In other words, I should have light of some sort, knowing full well, even when you're in a car and you got headlights and it's so dark out there, you can get lost in the dark. Jonathan's got lost. So the whole point of the whole thing is to be prepared. Be prepared. The fact that when you're in the desert, there's no reference sources, dark reference sources if you're actually in the desert. And please carry light at all time, because this has become a real safety issue. I could have tripped and really hurt myself. So again, it's one of those stories from Gary, and I hope they end, because they've been I mean, I was concerned about myself, and so I would say, not unlike myself, be safe. That's it.